Hello and welcome back to Cooking for Two 101. I'm Christy, that's John. Today we're making one of our favorite meals. We make it all the time. It used to take us hours and hours and hours, but it doesn't anymore because we have the Instant Pot. Today we're making pulled pork sliders, and I'm going to make one pork shoulder. This is probably about 2 pounds. I have cut it into thirds. I am going to make a quick rub for it. I have a tablespoon of garlic powder, paprika, oregano, cumin, dry mustard, onion powder, and a little bit of brown sugar. Okay, not a little bit, a tablespoon of brown sugar. I'm going to put them all together in this bowl, and I'm going to mix them up. And I already have turned on my Instant Pot to high, and I have about 2 tablespoons of olive oil in there, because what we want to do is sear this pork before we pressure cook it. Oh my goodness, that smells so good. We're also going to make a coleslaw to go on top, and we're going to do, I guess, sliders, because they're fun to eat, they're easy to hold, and they're so cute. We're going to put them on Hawaiian rolls, which is going to be delicious. Okay, so we're just going to rub this seasoning into the pork, just like that. So we have actually made our own barbecue sauce. We did that in a video recently. You can use your favorite barbecue sauce that you like, or you can check out our ribs video. That's where that recipe is. It's kind of a spicy barbecue sauce with jalapenos. It's delicious. It also goes good on salmon, just saying. Okay, we are fully coated. And our pot is hot, yay! Okay, so we're gonna put these in there and we're just gonna sear them on each side for about 2 or 3 minutes. When that's done, we'll be back. All right, so these have been browning for about, I don't know, 5 minutes. I've done all the sides. They're nice and charred. Well, not charred, just crispy. And what we're going to do next is deglaze the bottom of this pan. Look at all that stuff. That's flavor. So I'm going to put this in here. This is 1 can of chicken stock. I've tried other stocks. This is the one that works the best. And we're going to just run our wooden spoon around the bottom and try to get all that stuff up. And while I'm doing that, I just want to say that we appreciate all of you viewers, people that like and subscribe, people that leave comments. Thank you so much. It has occurred to us, though, that we have a lot more viewers than subscribers, and subscribers are what's important to us because that's how we can continue to make more content for this channel. So if you would take a second and subscribe to our channel, we'd really appreciate it. Okay, this is going to take another couple minutes and we'll be right back. All of the fond has now come up off of the bottom, and it's in the chicken stock. You can see it floating around in there, and don't be afraid of that. That's flavor. We want that. I'm going to first put in, this is an onion, a white onion. I've just cut it into quarters, and this is sort of going to act like a trivet. If you don't have an onion, you can use a trivet, but the onion adds a lot of flavor, and when you pull your pork later, little bits of onion are in there. It's amazing and delicious. Okay, I'm going to put all the pork back in. And I'm going to put the lid on, which I'm really good at because I've been practicing. Hear me? Okay, I'm going to press cancel sauté. I'm going to do pressure cook, and I'm going to cook it on high for 38 minutes. I know it sounds weird, 38 minutes, but it's 38 minutes. We'll be back when it's ready to go. While the pork is cooking, we're going to make our coleslaw because we want it to rest in the refrigerator as long as we can, quite frankly. So I have here just a head of cabbage. I've cut it in half. I want to remove the outside layer. These tend to be a little fibrous and not so great. And then you also want to take this core out. You do not want to eat that. The most important part about coleslaw, to me anyway, is the texture. It needs to be perfect. We've tried it in the food processor. We gave it 2 thumbs down. It just wasn't right. My grandma used to do it in her food mill. Oh, that's the way to go, but I don't have one of those. So I'm going to show you how to do it at home without either of those instruments. This is the cabbage. We've cut it into quarters now, and all of the ridges are running this across like a rainbow. And we're going to cut them down as small as you can get them. Just use your knuckle to guide your knife, like that. And then when you're done, you're going to lay them down and you're going to go the opposite direction. Well, just straight down on the coleslaw. And what you want to make are teeny tiny little cubes. If you see any that are big, go back and cut them up. All right, we're going to cut up this whole head of cabbage. I take it back. We're going to cut up this half a head of cabbage, and we'll be right back. The cabbage is all diced up. Look at it. Oh, it's so beautiful. Oh, wait, that's a big guy. If you see any of these big guys, break them up, cut them up a little smaller. You want them to be like 1/4 of an inch, maybe. I have grated up 2 carrots that I have rinsed and peeled. I'm going to put those right in there. But before we combine all this, we're going to make the dressing, because it's way easier to mix it in here with a whisk than it is to mix it in there without a whisk. So my first ingredient is a super secret ingredient, except that it's not. It is 1/4 cup of prepared ranch dip. This ranch dip has all the good stuff in it. It has garlic powder, it has onion powder, it has parsley. Trust me, try it. We're also going to add 1/4 cup of mayonnaise, a tablespoon of rice wine vinegar, a couple of dashes of your favorite hot sauce. Mine happens to be Tabasco, so we're going to put that in. And just to bump up the flavor for the pork, I'm going to add a little bit extra garlic powder. And by that I mean maybe a teaspoon, and a little bit of extra onion powder, maybe a teaspoon. When we're done combining all of this, which we're going to do right now, we're going to taste it for salt, pepper, and sugar. Sugar is an important ingredient in coleslaw because you want it to be a little bit sweet. It goes with the pork really well. If it's too vinegary, it doesn't, I don't know. I don't like the way that works out. So you want to taste it for sugar. So I'm going to combine all this. It's going to take me a second. I'll be right back. All those delicious things are combined. I did taste it. I'm going to add, to start, about a tablespoon of sugar, a big pinch of salt, and a few grinds of black pepper. And whisk this all together. Give it another taste. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, a little more sugar. So that was probably another tablespoon. But do this to your taste. I mean, maybe I like it sweeter than you. Maybe you want it sweeter than I do. Just keep tasting it. Oh, that's it. That's the number. All right, I'm going to put all of this in our cabbage and carrots. I'm going to mix it all together. It's going to take a minute because I picked a bowl that's too small. So we'll be back when all that's done. When it's all combined, you want to taste it for seasoning. You might want to add a little bit of extra pepper or some more hot sauce. More pepper. Okay, I'm going to stir this up. I'm going to put saran wrap on it and stick it in the fridge until our pork is done. After 38 minutes in the Instant Pot, I did a quick release and I pulled the pork out and I put it in a bowl and I let it cool down for about 5 minutes. I also ladled over about 1/4 cup of the juice from the Instant Pot so it can absorb into the pork while I'm shredding it. I also pulled out all the onions that were in there. We're going to put this back in the pork when we're done shredding it, which is going to take me a couple minutes. So we'll be right back. I have pulled all of the pork. I did take half of it out because I'm going to make carnitas with it later. So this is what's left, and I'm going to add in the onions that we cooked underneath the pork. I'm going to shred those in there. They add moisture, they add flavor. It's just delicious, trust me. Okay, next I'm going to add about a half a cup of my barbecue sauce that I made. You can make my barbecue sauce if you want, or you can just add any barbecue sauce that you like. Just going to mix it about a bit. Yum. Oh, this smells so good. So excited. Be careful not to over mix this. You don't want this to turn into something that's, you know, no fun. Okay, we are done mixing and we are going to build our sandwiches. I have slider rolls, Hawaiian Kings. They're sweet little rolls. They're so delicious. I'm just going to put some pulled pork right on top, along with those delicious onions that are mixed in there. I'm going to add a little bit of our beautiful coleslaw that we made earlier. I'm telling you, this coleslaw is seriously delicious. You got to try it. Okay, I'm going to finish this. I'm going to clean up a little bit. We'll be right back to give it a try. Okay, it's time to give it a try, finally. So I like to serve this with something a little crunchy, like maybe some chips, extra barbecue sauce on the side. And once you plate, don't wait, because this is juicy and delicious, and you want to eat it right away. I got my napkin. This is so good. Okay, all of the flavors combine beautifully. If you love barbecue sauce, this is the best way to eat it, on some delicious pulled pork. All right, thanks for watching Cooking for Two 101. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends. We'll see you soon.